we're at the APTA Grand Prix Tour, our second stop in Chicago at the Glenview Club, and we are thrilled. We've got Flip Goodspeed, Hall of Fame, 11-time national champions who stopped by to chat with us. Welcome, Flip.
Thank you.
So tell us about this tournament that you just played.
Well, it's I always love the charities. This is, I played this tournament every year since 1988, which is a little scary, and I love it. The people here in the host city do an amazing job. So,
now, rumor has it, Flip, that many times when you came to charities, it was the first time you picked up the paddle that season. Is that true?
not the first time, but
But
maybe
not the third either?
2 or 3 times, and it's always hard. I always got to get used to the speed of the play. The guys here hit the ball so hard with so much spin, so there's a lot of adjusting to do.
Now let's take an opportunity to talk about that.
Yeah.
You started here in 1988, which was a couple of years ago. Tell us how you see how the game has evolved in that period of time and where it's gone and where it's come from.
Well, the game has come a long way. I mean, it's the pace of play and the talent, the tennis talent now is unbelievable from the first round all the way through the finals. I mean, you never have an easy match. And I also think you got to adjust your game throughout the match a lot more now than you used to.
So when you talk about adjusting your game, give us some specifics of what you'll do in a particular match.
Well, for me and our team, we switch in the back court. You might serve and stay back, which is back in the 90s. You never did. You were always serving a volley. Now you've got to think your way through the match. You got to think about where you hit your shots, pace, where you want to lob the ball. I'm a big fan of lobbing it to certain spots in the court to set up offense. And I think that's changed right now because the players are so good. You got to find some sort of crack.
And how much do you think is difference in the ball and the equipment plays into that?
Back when it was the Vittert, when I first played, do you remember that?
Me too, the rock.
The rock,
Yeah,
and
right?
it would chunk,
Right.
and the spin you could put on that was unbelievable
Right.
in terms of overheads, even with the old paddles. And I don't think you can spin some of the balls as well as you used to.
Right, because it's a little more lively now. I mean,
A lot more lively.
we used to drop that ball, it wouldn't come up past our knee.
Right.
And now the ball, is more lively. And let's talk about the evolution of the paddles too, from when we were playing
Well,
back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, back then it was all flat balls. You couldn't really hit a spin.
No grid.
There was no grid. There wasn't a lot of topspin. Now the topspin that these guys are hitting, they're swinging all out, and the ball's dropping over the net. It's incredible.
But tactically, I mean, the court is still the same, the net's the same height, we've got the screens, and you're still competing at a very high level against these guys with the big spin. So you understand tactically how to move those balls around in those pieces, and it's fun to watch. I watched your first set yesterday over on the back court.
Oh,
Lost it in a tiebreak, and then you came back straight set
Right.
win, and I could see you dismantling piece by piece.
yeah. I personally think even though the game has evolved, it's still a game of patience and hitting the right shots. So
Yeah.
I still think you can lob effectively, and you can play the old school paddle and be very effective.
Oh, well, clearly. I mean, you're opening up the court with your shots, and you see the court a certain way, and it's not just about hitting big winners.
Right.
So Flip, you had that legendary partnership with Scott Manzinger. You guys won 8 national titles together there. Just a tremendous total. Take me through the evolution of your partnership and your relationship. When did you guys first start playing together? Your first national championship, your first win to kind of put you on the map as a team to be reckoned with.
Well, it was kind of funny because I was playing Scott in a lot of Midwestern finals, and we both got together and said, maybe we should form a partnership and see how it goes.
Who were you playing with at that point?
A guy named Fritz Ballantyne, his deal was lobbing everything, and
So kind of the Wally Pipp of paddle.
yeah, we weren't going to go anywhere. We got to the quarters a couple times, but we weren't just going to get any further than that. So Scott and I decided to try it, which was kind of fun, and we were both backhand side players, and that's when we started switching in the middle of the points. I think we were one of the first teams to kind of
Yeah.
do that for fun, and we really enjoyed it. And
What year was that you first started playing together?
that was 91, maybe 92 in that area.
Did you
No,
have-
yeah, 92.
Do you have immediate success? I mean, what was your record like in those
I
years?
think we did pretty well. Probably the biggest win, we won some really good matches in Short Hills. And I think that's right when the White Lightning came out. You probably remember what
Yeah.
that was. That was probably in 94, 95, and that really helped me, my game. And, you know, a lot of this game is confidence. So we won some big matches, and we won short hills, and we kind of got the confidence. And then I think once we got going, not only do we have confidence, but I think people who played against us were, you know, you always have that idea that, well, I don't think I can beat them.
Yeah.
And you have that advantage.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
think, just like today, I think even Johan and Mark today, even though they're so good, I think now that they've lost a match, or actually two now, I think people feel like they can beat them, and I think that changes the mindset.
And
Yeah, Mark
sorry.
talked about that a little bit. The year he played with Mike Stulak, the first year they had real struggles with people, and they played the next year, and they weren't playing a different brand of paddle, and people would just roll over.
Mm-hmm.
And you and Scott clearly had that aura about you, where you guys were virtually unbeatable for a long stretch, winning 5 consecutive nationals. Now, any of those kind of stand out in your mind? I know you had one spectacular match in Pittsburgh, I think,
Yeah.
with Stipp and Zink, which was 13-11 in the third or something.
Yeah, 14-12, I think.
14-12.
Yeah, that was crazy. Actually, my wife was expecting a baby. I wasn't even gonna
Where are you going to play?
I wasn't gonna play, and I wasn't even actually playing a lot. And then my wife said, "Why don't you go? Just bring a beeper with you."
A beeper, that's how long ago it
A
was.
beeper. And when it goes off, you know, I said I'll come home no matter where I am in the tournament. And so we played okay. We weren't playing great, and I think we were down 5-1 in the semis in the third set to Cochran and no, it wasn't Cochran. Conklin and
Gillespie?
no, it wasn't Gillespie. Anyway.
Kaufman?
Anyway, and we came back and won, and then in the final it was crazy. We were warming up and my beeper goes off,
Oh.
and I went to look at it. It was the wrong number. So, so we just, you know, we hung in there and we fought through that. That was one that I was really surprised that we ended up winning. And,
I'm interested in your preparation. You're a very disciplined thinker out there on the court. And is your preparation going into the tournament always the same?
in terms of physically,
Yes. You know, you seem very organized. You manage the court well.
well, I mean, for me, I stay in great shape.
Yeah.
I do a lot of biking and spinning and running and what have you. So I feel athletically I can compete with everybody out here. And then it's just picking apart your opponents, seeing where their strengths are and weaknesses, and trying to exploit them.
Right, but leading into this tournament, have you put too much practice time in?
No.
Or no?
No, like I said, I played maybe 4 times before this tournament, and so it's probably not the best preparation.
Well,
But in Cincinnati, I'll play more.
and
so.
but you click into something. I mean, you already know what it feels like to be a champion. You know what it feels like to get the job done. And when you have that kind of experience, I would imagine closing your eyes, you could click into that feeling and use it.
A little bit. And I mean, it's harder. I mean, it's tough. I mean, you're at 54, you're a little slower, I think, in terms of reflexes.
I haven't
Probably.
noticed that in you, Flip. I
No,
noticed it in
I-
me,
yeah,
just not in you.
I don't know.
I don't know. The ball goes pretty fast, so you just gotta get used to that pace, and then I think I'm okay.
Well, it's fun having you in the game. It's fun seeing you dismantle opponents that may be younger and faster, and we really
Maybe
appreciate
younger. I'm not going to go
Wow.
faster just yet, Jerry.
No.
They're all younger. That's for sure.
They're all younger.
But thanks for stopping by and
Oh, thanks for
chatting with
having
us. It's really great to see you, and we look forward to seeing you in another Grand Prix event.
Yeah, look forward to it. Thank you so much.
Great.